The only thing holding you in is seat belts. Also, we got stuck. Guys, these sweatshirts are iconic. We get noticed everywhere. Like, people are like, oh my gosh, I love your sweatshirt. I was like, well, I guess we're not looking at this. All the rides are a little, dare I say, sketchy. We gained an hour because we crossed back into Central Time Zone. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Happy Sunday. We are in the car, obviously.
Crazy. I did not know.
Wow. Yeah, so we are on our way to Indiana Beach, which is like an hour and 20 minutes away from where our hotel was. We've only been on the road for 5 minutes, so we're getting fresh in the car. Sharp turn, okay. Anyway, it's a little chilly today. It was chilly yesterday though, so it's like nothing new. A little cloudy. I'm not sure what it'll be like once we head south a little bit. Oh, fun fact, we entered back into Central Time Zone, and we'll be going back to Eastern to go to the park, only to go back to Central later today when we go home. So we are time zone hopping this weekend, which we did not realize until, well, okay, we think that we might have known that when we planned the trip and then just like casually forgot.
A lot has happened since then.
True. We have planned a lot of things and have had a lot of other things happen since we planned this trip. So like, we forgot some details. But anyway, we were looking at the rides last night while we were eating dinner. They are very unique. Like, unlike anything we've seen thus far. So it'll be a very interesting experience, interesting day. Katie already knows that she's not gonna ride at least one of them.
We'll have to see. I need to see what the rides actually look like.
Well, she's not riding the triple loop one.
Oh yeah, I don't want to ride that.
That's her least favorite inversion on all roller coasters.
Literally everything I hate about a ride. So
the loop.
That's all there was to it. It was just loops.
It was literally called. It's literally called triple loop.
So I'm okay. I don't want that in my life.
It's okay. I'll ride it for you.
Thanks, Hannah. Taking one for the team.
I mean, I did that yesterday on Thunderhawk. Anywho, we're gonna drive. We'll see you guys once we get to Indiana Beach, because you don't want to be with us while we drive because it's boring. So, we'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, we've been in the park for like an hour now. 3 rides down. We rode the 2 wooden coasters. Nothing special. The only thing holding you in is seat belts. So love that.
There's like a bar on top, but it's not really a bar.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It's like more like a buzz bar than anything. And then we just got off.
If your seatbelt malfunctions, you would still definitely fly out.
And then we rode Tiger, I don't know. Everyone before us was like freaking out. Like they were like not having a great time on it. Katie and I loved it.
Are you sure? Oh, this is spinning.
Oh, it's open now. We're going on this Lost Coaster thing. Wish us luck. Alright guys. So we just got off like probably the jankiest roller coaster and most weird credit we've ever gotten. Lost Coaster Superstition Mountain. Also, we got stuck halfway through.
About halfway through, nope.
It just like stops, and we're like, okay.
It was part of it.
Yeah, well, there's a guy that was riding with us who has actually ridden it more than once, and he was like, yeah, no, this is not supposed to happen. And so then we were like talking with them while we were waiting. They're like, oh, is this like your first time? We're like, yeah, first time here, first time on the ride. And then we were talking about coaster credits, and this guy was like, oh, like, what are you at? And I was like, I don't know, I was at 251 before we went to Michigan's Adventure yesterday. And he's like, You were at Michigan's Adventure? We were at Michigan's Adventure. And then the one guy was like, you didn't see them? They're like, they were wearing the same sweatshirts. Guys, these sweatshirts are iconic. We get noticed everywhere. Like, people are like, oh my gosh, I love your sweatshirt.
They always ask us about Knott's Berry Farm.
Literally.
We need to go back because I'm starting to forget exactly how it was like.
No, I know.
A while.
It's been, what, 2022?
Yeah.
Anywho, we're making our way back towards Steel Hog because that's the other one that was opening later today, and that's probably the last one I'm going to get today. Anywho, yeah, last coaster was like kind of weird. Anywho, here's your update. We're going to go try to find this other roller coaster. See you guys later. What's up, people? Okay, so last we saw you, we were on our way to Steel Hog from the Lost Coaster, Superstition Island, or whatever the heck it's called. Okay, we got to Steel Hog, had a decent line. Like, okay, makes sense. You know, it opened a little later.
It's fine.
And then we waited in line, and they were running it. Everything was great. And then all of a sudden they had issues with the restraints. Well, one restraint in particular. And then they're like, all right, well, we're gonna have to call maintenance. So you guys can either wait in line or, you know, you can go ride something else and come back later. We don't know how long it's gonna take. Well, here's the thing. That was the last coaster we needed before we could leave the freaking park. Because we wanted to get on the road, and I wasn't leaving without that credit if they were going to open the ride back up, because I already missed out on Cyclone and an All-American Triple Loop, which both are down for maintenance. The American Triple Loop or whatever hasn't opened yet. They're still like working on like the app, like start of the season maintenance stuff, which would be my guess for Cyclone too.
Yeah.
So
That one looked like it was kind of torn apart though.
which one?
Cyclone.
Oh yeah, that one was like all the way over by like the water slides. That one
And
didn't.
it was kind of a mess. There's a lot of stuff all over the place, so.
Yeah, I think that one, like, right, maybe waiting for parts or something, maybe. Anyway, so I was already missing out on 2 credits, like, well, okay, Triple Loop was, like, unknown going in, because it looked like it was open yesterday, at least on the website. Like, Cyclone literally says temporarily closed for maintenance. It wasn't until we got to the park that it's like, oh, yeah, All-American Loop is closed. Great. So, only got 5 credits today because we waited for Steel Hog. I think we waited for Steel Hog like an hour and a half, give or take.
Yeah, because, okay, so I looked at my watch, it was 12:56. We had already been waiting for a little while. I don't think it was crazy long before that.
Yeah, no.
But we had already been waiting for a little while, so by the time we got on, it wasn't until after 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we at least were waiting, it probably was about an hour and a half.
Yeah, because maintenance came, messed around with the restraint and everything that was broken. Finally got it fixed. Took a while. The ride op came and talked to us. I didn't really care. We were trying to like look at the calendar to see if we could fit in another amusement park, like before we go to Kings Island in July, or like before we go to Six Flags America in August. And then every time we tried to look at the calendar, they came and started talking to us, and I was like, well, I guess we're not looking at this. Because here's the thing. So we cut 2 parks out of our Germany trip this time, which means we're just going to make another trip to Germany in the future. By doing that, we drastically cut down how many coasters I was going to be getting by the end of that trip. And so with the current parks that we had planned, I was going to just be at 301 credits after Germany. Meaning that everything needed to be open between now and then. Well, I already missed 2 today. And I don't think the new coaster at Lost Island will be open in 2 weeks when we go. So that would have been 1 buffer. So then we were like looking at what we could try to add in. But here's the problem. we've already hit a lot of the parks that we can get to really easily from Peoria. Like, within driving distance, we've hit them all. So, we might possibly be fitting a trip to Six Flags New England in Massachusetts. Possibly. If we can make it work. Otherwise, we're just gonna cross our fingers with the couple parks that we added. Like, we're like randomly going to go to Bloomington for this really small park that has 2 credits. I'm going to Six Flags St. Louis with someone to ride 2 rides that I've missed out on. And then I might be going up to Chicago for Six Flags Great America to get the new credit once that coaster opens. So, I mean, we'll have like a little bit of buffer, but like...
A little bit. I mean, if we really want to be safe, because, I don't know, once we get to Germany, of course, things will be closed. And
well, also the fact that, like, they don't have fast lane at their parks. And so, like, we would be really, like, pushing it to get on everything.
Well, that was really the whole reason we kind of decided to cut 2 parks in the first place, so that we could get to the big one
twice, like, for 2 days.
Because there's no way. I don't think we could have gotten all those in one day. Plus, there's less hours in a day.
Yeah, because Europe parks are closed. Like, they close early.
Like 6. So we won't be there till midnight.
Unfortunately. So, we were, like, looking at the calendar, like, oh, maybe we could fit in another trip here. But, like, the thing is like, we're gonna have to fly. And if you guys have ever flown before, it takes a lot out of you. And we were trying not to, like, do it so close to another trip, because that's a lot back to back. So we're sitting on that idea for a little bit, see what we want to do, and go from there. And yeah, so we left the park. We got on Steel Hog. Indiana Beach doesn't have anything that's like, wow, this is amazing. I would ride this alone. Like, I would come back just for this. Like, it doesn't have anything like that. And there's a lot. All the rides are a little, dare I say, sketchy.
I don't fully trust them.
Obviously, we survived because we're still here. It's just like, I don't know if this ride is the safest.
Well, I don't love that they don't, when there were issues on the one that we were waiting for, you know, an hour and a half.
They didn't run it empty.
Why didn't they do a test run on it?
We were on the first train out after it was down for an hour and a half.
I can tell you we did not sit in that seat.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, we're gonna ride in the back row where the issue was not at, because the issue was in the front. We're like, yeah, we're gonna ride this, but we're gonna ride in the back. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus did that too when that one ride went off the rail and then they just jumped on it.
Like, all right, here we go, we're good now.
Yeah.
I think it's fixed.
Yeah, so there was just something about Indiana Beach. It's just like, okay.
Little sketch. There's no reason I would ever want to go back there.
Well, not to mention when we were on the Lost Coaster and it like stopped halfway, and like apparently that's a thing that happens on that ride. Like, it's a common issue where like you get halfway through the ride and it just stops. Like, there's not enough weight in the train to like push you down the hill. And so maintenance came and pushed a button to move us forward a little bit so we could continue the ride. What?
I guess out of all rides to be stuck on, I'd rather be stuck on that one just because you're inside, you're shaded. It was fine. It's a lot better than actually being stuck on a lot of those larger coasters where especially when you're sitting in direct sunlight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that one was okay, but yeah, still a little strange because they had been testing it
ran it like at least 15, if not more times with maintenance in the trains. So that was just a weird ride in general, to be honest. But you know, go visit Indiana Beach, you know, for the experience, I guess. I mean, to your own discretion. Like, do not go because we're going to tell you to. I mean, I think you should experience it for yourself and judge it yourself. Just for us, it personally was not one of our favorite places we've gone.
It just felt more like a carnival.
On the
pop-up
water.
carnival. Yeah, just on the water, so. But what do you do?
What do you do?
Got the credits.
All but two.
Yeah, except for those two that
I will never get.
not happening. If you really want them, you can go back to Indiana Beach. It's not like it's that far away.
It's not. Okay, the craziest things about these two parks we went to this weekend, they're both in the middle of nowhere. Michigan's Adventure's in the middle of nowhere, Michigan. Indiana Beach is in the middle of nowhere, Indiana. It's like we're driving and we're like 5 minutes away. We're like, where are we? Like, what? What do you mean? What? It was so weird driving to those parks. But anyway, we've got, let's see, a 2.5 hour drive back to Peoria. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be on some really fantastic country roads.
Like the best roads.
Yes. Hey, Brett said we're not running into construction.
Don't say that yet. We still got another 2.5 hours. Don't jinx it. We may not be going by Chicago anymore, but who knows? We just ran into a car accident this morning on our way to Indiana Beach on country roads. Nobody was around. I don't know. It must have been a deer. It had to have been a deer, is my guess.
There was
Nobody
no
else
one
here,
there.
so they couldn't have collided with somebody.
There's no one, unless it was hit and run.
I guess.
Anyway, we got Arby's for lunch. It was fantastic and delicious. I haven't had Arby's in a while. And we are gonna enjoy these country roads to the best of our ability.
See some towns that otherwise I never would have visited.
Yeah, very true. Oh, I love that house.
Because it's blue.
Yes. Alright, we'll check in with you guys like when we get closer to Peoria because you don't want to hang out with us while we're driving because that's boring. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Bye. Alright, you guys, we are getting to the end of this drive. We got 6 minutes left. So I figured we would check in and close out the video. The drive, Katie?
Really wasn't that bad. I mean, we were on country roads the whole time, but
No interstate for
there
us.
wasn't a ton of traffic or anything.
I
We were
told you
on
there wouldn't
country
be.
roads. You never know.
I told you we'd be fine.
So it was fine. It overall went pretty fast. Like we didn't. The problem with country roads sometimes is you're constantly turning, which makes it you can't really gain any time because you're not on a straight stretch for a while. But this was we really had a couple large stretches and
I feel like you gained like a few minutes.
at least a few minutes. Yeah, nothing crazy, but I think like 4 or 5 minutes maybe.
Country roads.
Which over a
Little
3-hour
towns.
drive isn't.
Little towns,
kinda
roads. Anyway, we
Actually, I
are.
gained a whole hour, so.
That doesn't count, Katie. You gained an hour because we crossed back into Central Time Zone. Oh my
All I know is
gosh.
it originally said we were going to get there at like 5:37 or something. So, and now it says 4:32. So it looks to me like I gained an hour.
You're ridiculous. Anyway, we had a very very interesting weekend, a very interesting opening to the coaster season for Katie.
Maybe we could have done better, but that's okay.
In a couple weeks, we'll be at Lost Island, so that will be interesting as well. That'll be a day trip. Oh, it's been crazy. It's only like 3 hours.
I was gonna say, I didn't think it was that far.
No, it's like
so
3 hours.
We've done
It's not
those
that bad.
in day trips before.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us this weekend. We had a pretty good time. Definitely a new experience for both of us when it comes to parks. Make sure you guys stick around. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hang out with us in the future.